This is the gold bullion 1 year overview reading for the year of 2025. It's currently December 30th, 2024, 10:56 p.m. Eastern Time. Spot price of an ounce of gold at the time of this reading, $2,604.59. That's USD. The shuffle video for the 2025 gold 1 year reading was created on October 3rd, 2024 at 6:18 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're new to the channel, first off, let me apologize for the lack of editing. We're racing to catch up. We're usually much further ahead than we are, but still we are ahead. But with that said, you want to understand, we're going to give you the timing of the sequence of chart behavior week by week throughout the year 2025. The sequence of it's important to pay attention to the sequence of chart behavior. The timing will usually be right on point, but there are cases where the timing can be off plus or minus as much as like 3 weeks. The sequence of chart events will remain accurate even in that case. So it's important to understand that, guys, and behave accordingly. We're going to give you behavior about the highest high. We're going to give you behavior about the lowest low. We're even going to give you one of the best trades that we see for the year of 2025. And before we give you that trade, we're actually going to review 2024's reading, see how we did for accuracy. Then we'll come back, we'll give you that trade, and then we'll show you how to get the paid subscription, the paid version of this video where we actually time the highest highs and lowest lows and give you all of the best trades, the Discord trade alerts, the live updated trading view charts, all that stuff. We'll show you how to get at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. With that said, the overall theme and behavior for gold in 2025 is looking significantly bullish. Significantly bullish. It looks like there's a bit of a drop early in the year, and then we have a breakout towards the end of the year. So that move higher again. Also, when I talk about significantly bullish, or like I say support or resistance, I'm always going to be talking about on a 1 year chart scale. When it comes to this video, I'll be talking about a 1 year chart scale unless otherwise specified. So that big move to the upside, or that significant bullish energy that we see for 2025, it is crossed with at some point there's a decline to and through support to be another support. We'll do some sideways rotation attempting to find direction, and then we'll break down through multiple supports. But overall, we should end to the upside. Behavior around the highest high for the year. We've got sideways rotation near the high. There also should be a prominent peak that we sell off from quite notably, and the high for the year should also be within close time proximity to the year's low. Behavior around the lowest low for the year, we have a pop and drop near the low. There's a couple ways that you could read that. Either right at the low, there's like a pop and drop, so we see the low like real quickly twice, or it could be like a bigger pattern where we have this big pop, like, you know, over several months, followed by a drop back down. It could be both. We'll have to look at it in more detail when we progress into the reading. And also that obviously that lowest low for the year is going to be within close time proximity to the year's highest high. For those of you that are following gold, you can actually order 2026 like anytime. I'll show you guys how to do that at the end of the year as well, or at the end of the video as well. So let's get into it. So we've got this significant peak. It looks like there's like a peak. There's a significant peak around the cusp of December 2024 and January 2025. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, wow. Yeah, so there's like a breakout here right at the end of the month. We likely see a lot of movement to the upside. So there's like a breakout, but be careful because that turns into price swings, or equal amounts of bulls and bear inflow and outflow at the very beginning of the early part of January, most likely. Also, there's like a three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level near the January high. The third cross is usually to the upside, confirming a bullish trend, but not always. And then we clearly were attempting to establish a major support near the January low. Hard to say. It looks like actually we at least established that support temporarily because we have a big move to the upside in the later part of January. There's a fake out or an intentional fake out or shake out of some kind going on here in January off of the low. So we have this big move to the upside in the later part of January, and then right around the cusp, a significant move lower. And we've got what appears to be this is likely an all-time, like a new all-time high for gold in February. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so it's not a new all-time high necessarily there in early February, but it will be like a new significant high after making lows. I'm seeing lows in a lot of stuff in January, February. There's like this big whipsaw going on, like out of January highs and then back into February highs, like this big drop in between in a lot of the 2025 readings. But we do have some prominent peak there in early February. We break through the resistance, we stay above it briefly, break back down through it shortly thereafter. Off of the February high, there is a decline increasing with momentum moving forward in time, and it should be off of a notable peak. There's an important technical price level on a multi-year scale highlighted in the later part of February, usually as resistance, but not always. And then the Princess of Wands in the low significator position for the February low is indicating that we revisit the low, the February low, probably that price level. We see it more than once in February, or we'll revisit it in March. And that doesn't mean that we stop there. It could mean that we go lower, but my sense is that's probably not the case. We probably just revisit it. We've got bearish price swings and or a sharp drop in the early part of March, a failed attempt to break through key resistance at the March high followed by a decline through key support. And what's important about this resistance is that technicals leading into this failed attempt will lead us to believe that we're actually going to break through. So it's very disappointing. Instead, we turn around and decline pretty notably through key support. There's some pretty mixed behavior in the later part of March with a unicursal hexagram energy, pretty sharp decline in the midst of some mixed behavior. It looks like we have a breakout out of the March low, pretty significant move to the upside out of the March low, taking us into a peak towards the end of March that we then sell off from really notably, probably in like the last week of March. There's a prominent peak. There's a prominent peak in early April. And it looks like we established support, like a sound foundation of support in early April as well. The April high forms when we have a decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher, taking us into the April high. Sideways rotation along the April low. Most likely see the April low more than once. And I'm also being advised that we're likely to feel tempted to chase the decline into the April low. I'm being advised not to chase that decline. So sorry, guys. So in later April, we have a resistance level important on at least the 1-year chart scale that we decline from, and then we should return to it at least probably in the later part of April as well, and or in early May. Probably early May, and we have like this. We have a failed attempt to break through that resistance in early May, followed by a decline through key support. Sideways fluctuating rally preceding a decline around the May low. One of the biggest declines of the year out of the May high, and then this unexpected move to the upside in the later part of May. Looks like we may the May highs likely towards the later part of May. The May lows likely towards the early part or mid part of the month. And then for early June, we have sideways rotation that ends with a fast then move higher. 3 pokes through the same trend line at the June high, followed by a sharp drop through that after that third poke. The later part of June, we should see a rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time. The June low, we have a period of volatility and a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of volatility. A lot of trade opportunity there as well. I'm going to talk about that in probably in the total access version. So that rally in late June, increasing with momentum, should take us into a near overbought crest in the early part of July. There's notable price swings near the July high, indicating that we likely see the July high more than once, either both in July or like in the near future. We'll revisit it like in August or something. But the early part of July, we declined from that near overbought crest through multiple supports into a July low where there's erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. In the midst of that erratic behavior, we usually will revisit a crest that was recently an opportunity. So that fits pretty well with this Dominion card and the high significator. So we probably see the July high twice, and in the midst of that, like in the midst of revisiting the July high, we probably have that erratic behavior, and we probably see a low in there. We're bound by an important range, at least an important range on a 1-year chart scale minimum. In the later part of July, sideways rotation in early August, followed by a big move higher and then more sideways rotation. The decline out of the August high, offering opportunity to open up a long position, indicating that we revisit the price levels of the August high in August or in September maybe. But even more so, we're very likely to exceed those price levels. Likely we have a July trough, or excuse me, likely we have an August trough, mid-month of August, and there's a big move out of it, pushing the upper end of a range higher. The later part of August, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting another resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. Magus card in early September, usually offering a really auspicious exit, but it's lined up with the full card, so something really awesome, really interesting is going on here. There's probably some sort of event or catalyst that really pushes this stuff higher here. We revisit a support level near the September high, and there should be a sharp drop near that support level, or in the midst of sideways rotation along that support level. The full card indicating, the full card indicating a significant move to the downside. And out of the September low, we should have a big move to the upside out of oversold territory, or maybe it's like a gap up or something. The full card is often a gap as well. So we'll have to look at that. When we get closer to it, it'll become a lot clearer. And then we have a peak, a prominent peak, and like a U-shaped dip from that peak in early October, back into that peak. So it's like a U-shaped dip with the peak on both sides, maybe. Sharp drop second week of October. This October low will form within a period of volatility that ends with a fast move higher, and that October low is a prominent trough on a 1-year chart scale. The October high will form when we rally into key resistance, and then we break down from that resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And then we decline pretty notably in the later part of October to revisit a support level that we recently met as an opportunity. Looks like maybe that we're revisiting the October low again in November, or on the cusp or something like that as the November low. Notable decline early in November from an overbought crest that we saw off from through multiple support levels into sideways rotation at the November low. A lot of price change into that November low and probably out of it. A fast sudden move higher into the November high, which is likely to be towards the 3rd or 4th week of November, most likely. And the later part of November, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line, ending with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. The early part of December, we prominent move higher, full retracement. The December high, we have a brief, easily missed peak that we sell off from through multiple support levels. December low, a prominent move higher, full retracement. Probably see that December low twice. Interesting. Probably both are in the earlier part of December. Both December lows are in the earlier part of December. So we have like this prominent move, full retracement, and then there is a peak around the 3rd, 4th week of December, and we should decline from that really notably, offering opportunity to open up a long position. And then the sneak preview for 2026, we have a decline through multiple support levels. All right, so I'm going to give you one of the best trades that I see for the year of 2025. But before I do that, like I said, let's take a look at 2024 and see how we did for accuracy. And if you're wondering, the 2024 reading, the 2024 reading was put out like with a normal amount of advance that we're used to doing. Gold, July 16th, 2023, so like 6 months ahead. Whereas you can see it's the 30th of December, and we're just getting to the 2025 reading now because we're so backed up. All right, so we had a lowest low here in early, in like January, February, and it looks like that really held up pretty well. Right there in February, lowest low. When we go into a highest high thus far in April, nailed that. Wasn't a lowest low, but it was a significant trough, so a little bit off on that May. See, it's pretty significant though, but that's that May trough, and it was within close time proximity to the May high. It looks like we're a little bit off here as well. August, September. But we did get these highs here in November. Did we nail that or what? November. Highest high for the year, November. Followed by sharp decline. I probably said there's a possibility of an all-time high within at the November high within close time proximity to the November low. That's exactly what took place. And it looks like we went a little haywire here at the very end of the month. But again, these one-year readings, you sometimes need to give them as much as plus or minus 2 to 3 weeks of wiggle room. Usually like plus or minus 2 weeks if you have to give it wiggle room. And we do have this, like I said earlier in this video, we do have this breakout which hasn't taken place yet. So my sense is that that's really just like right around the corner, about to happen. So this Ace of Cups marked an opportunity here in January to open up a long position. Totally accurate. And then there was opportunity if you wanted to get out in March. There was a big move to the upside in March, so you could have exited there if you wanted to, or you could have held tight into the April, where we would have told you to open up a short for that decline there, followed by you revisiting. There's that Ace of Wands again, and we came back to it. This is super solid, guys. All right, so let's see what we can give you for a good trade here. All right, so in August, at the August high, which I want you to understand, guys, you shouldn't trade this information alone. It's not nearly as simple as it looks. You have to think of this as a form of analysis. It's not like we just pull out of a hat and it's like automatically right. You know, like, be realistic. This is by far the most accurate form of analysis in the history of analysis. But even so, you still need to trade responsibly. I recommend this only to be followed, like as entertainment. We want to show you that this stuff works. If you insist on trading it alone, look for this entry and this exit as the chart behavior as I expect it to move into the entry. And if it doesn't, that's an indication it's a failed trade. Do not enter the trade. But really, don't do that, guys. Just get the total access subscription. Like, like if you think, oh man, it's a lot of money, like, you're literally going to save money by having this information because it will minimize your losses. Don't be penny wise and dollars short. That's backwards thinking. All right, so we're here to help you with the live Discord trade alert, live updated trading view charts, all that stuff. I'm going to show you how to get as part of the total access subscription at the end of this video. All right, so the entry for this trade is going to be in August. The exit for this trade is most likely going to be in September. It might be in the end of August, but it could be in September. Now, the chart behavior that we're going to look for leading into the entry is sideways rotation around the early part of August, maybe like on the cusp of August, moving into early August. Sideways rotation with a big move out of it to the upside, followed by more sideways rotation at a higher price level. When you see that sideways rotation at a higher price level, very, very likely that's indicating that we've seen the August high is in. at least thus far, right? And when we decline from that, should we decline from that sideways rotation, should we decline from that at an August high, right? That decline is going to offer you opportunity to enter into a long, and you would close that long position when we revisit the price levels around the range of the August high, either at the very end of August, or it'll be in September, or it might be that it's in both August and September. So I wouldn't wait till September as an exit unless absolutely necessary. But what you're looking for is sideways rotation, like the decline out of the high, the August high should turn into, sorry, forget the sideways rotation, but the decline out of the August high should turn into a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through a horizontal resistance and be another resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. And that pulling back between those two price levels is probably where you want to look to exit the long position. Very likely we revisit that opportunity, but I wouldn't wait for it. And in any case, there's a ton more trades in the total access version. Let me show you how to get that. All right, so you go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, which very likely is stockmarketpsychic.com at this point. You hover over order now, click on subscriptions. And you have to log in to do this stuff, guys, but it's literally like an email and a username. Like, we're not sharing it with anybody. It's just the login info, right? So order now, hover over order now, click on subscriptions, total access subscription right here. It's $500 a month. This gets you access to everything on our site, live Discord trade alerts for all of these tickers. Right, we've got, for total access, we've got all of these covered on a monthly basis. Where are they? All of these tickers covered on a monthly basis right here, guys. All of these and more going up every single day. These are 2025 one-year readings. If there's a 2026, you have access to that as well. That's the best trades on like a swing trade, like multi-week kind of basis, highs and lows, as well as the live Discord trade alerts, live updated trading view charts, all that stuff, guys. It's like game-changing services for anybody serious about trading this information. And it also covers everything. The total access subscription also grants you access to everything that's monthly. Where did it go? Oh. We cover these crypto and ticker symbols on a monthly basis by the day, predicting the timing of the highest highs and lowest lows for the month to the day, and the best trades and all that stuff. All that stuff, guys, covered. So much love and appreciation, everybody that goes ahead and does that. If you can't do that, but you want to, message me. Maybe we can figure something out. But with that said, blessings to all my angel investors. You know where to go. You know what to do. And if you don't, go watch the video on our YouTube channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.